Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Brussels. From the University of Bologna, you will get 3 doses of Bolognese in a row. I have the first one. I will try to make it snappy, make it short and sweet, so that everybody enjoys the real, the topics for discussion, which is not my introduction. Nonetheless, I think it's a good opportunity. I say also hi to the TV, whoever is looking at that. It's a good opportunity to tell you just a few words about our university. The oldest university in the Western world, as you know. Some people say, and it shows, but this is also, but it's a very, very interesting, multidisciplinary is in our DNA. You know, you see that these are the, can you see, right, you can see the bullets here, you know, it tells you the scientific area, social sciences, technology, medical area, humanities. This is more or less the way we say this is a global university. We cover essentially all subjects, and we cover it with a very large population of researchers and professors and PhD students. At the moment, we have about 2,800 academic staff, and also almost as many in terms of administration and technicians, and then research assistants, postdocs, and PhD students. We like to show our PhD students, and this is a picture that was taken a couple of years ago in the main square of Bologna. Many people have been there. If you have not yet, please come. Maybe you could come this June. If you come on the 19th of June 2015, so a few months from now, you will see exactly this repeating the same ceremony here, the arrival of our PhD students. And also, it's not only for the celebration, we also try to use this as a way to tell people, normal people, what is science about. You know, what's the use of doing research? You know, because there is a lot of strange ideas about what researchers do in their departments, in their labs. So that's the way we did a few years ago. We had our PhD students showing what they do to people passing by. Bologna is not only in Bologna. Bologna stretches to the Adriatic Sea. You can go swimming in Rimini, and you will be still in the University of Bologna area. So we have sites in Rimini, Ravenna, Cesena, Forlì, so a multi-campus system. About 20,000 of our students are actually based in the campuses in Romagna. And this is also where Badiello just disappeared. Okay, so that's also a link, a very strong link with what the Emilia-Romagna region does via the ASTER consortium. What you see here are our centers of interdepartmental industrial research, which were created in 2009, 2010, with the financial support from the European Commission via the Emilia-Romagna region. What we do here is a kind of a hub where companies, industries in the territory can find the answer to their demand for industrial research. They come to the university, we have the expertise, they have the problem, and we try to solve them. So it's a good approach to problem solving, and also a way to train a new generation of scientists and researchers that are brought up with the idea problem solving, addressing questions that are raised by the industrial system. But this is not the topic for today. The topic for today is to answer a different question. You know, you should, I was just scribbling down a couple of notes while preparing for my presentation. I was asking myself 2 questions which I ask you. Today, Europe, our community, our country, our region, our companies and industries are asking to come to the university with a strong demand, help us innovate, help us compete, help us, in some cases, survive. Okay? So this is a very, very strong responsibility, which is attributed to the university. And now today we have to find new solutions to problems. Maybe old problems and new problems. And the new solutions to old problems, or to the new problems that the world is posing to us, do not come from disciplines. They come from where the disciplines meet, where the different expertise mix and contaminate each other. So that's the key. Today's meeting is, in my opinion, is also trying to address that point. We need to have social scientists, humanities, people working in humanities, economists, and people interested in law, working together with technicians, with engineers, with chemists like me, and try to get a different approach to all problems. That's the first question we're trying to address today. But there is a second question. The world is changing. The time frame of change of the world is much, much shorter, as you all see, than the time of our teaching. A student entering today a course in Bologna will not know what is needed to know what the world will be when his course will be over in 3 years' time, 4 years' time, 5 years' time. So we have a different problem to address today. How to train students, as an educator, as a vice rector of a university with 85,000 students, how to train students when I do not know exactly what will be needed to know when their studies will be over. Think of what is happening around in how the society of Europe has changed over these years. Think of all the population, the different needs. Think of what the medicine is today. Yesterday I was visiting a medical department, and they were saying, well, at school where my child goes, half of the population is not Italian native. That was not so 10 years ago, 15 years ago. This is changing the education system and the education need. You go to an hospital, and you have now to address the question how to interact with the women that come from a different culture, with men that come from a different cultures, and with new types of therapies you have to envisage. And this is all the way around. So we need to face this as educators. And again, I strongly believe that the only way to address these questions, which are very basic, is to work together with people that come from different areas. So we have to communicate more. And the idea, good independent researchers working inside boxes, connect them, and trying to get integrated research teams that will connect the people that come from different areas. They all need to know, they all need to be extremely good in their fields. Interdisciplinarity is not mixing around the different, no, they all need to be extremely good in their own fields, but when they come to this point, they will constitute a critical mass of scientists working on a common objective. They will develop an interdisciplinary and complementary approach to problems. They will share a vision, an integrated vision, and with that in mind, they will manage to create a group of competitive researchers across Europe. So that's why this is a very international meeting today. I hope it will be only the first of a series of meetings. And we might meet again in Brussels, but also in other countries, and of course in Bologna, and meeting these challenges. We've done so for over the past few years. The experiment has already been tried, and the results have been so far extremely good and promising and encouraging. We have integrated research teams on science and technology and cultural heritage. We have an integrated research team on food, Alma Food, which has been extremely successful also in getting results from the 7th Framework Program. And recently we started an integrated team that works on sequencing or DNA. And again, you have all the ethical problems, you have the law problems. And very recently we started the integrated research teams on energy transitions, sustainability, outer space and atmosphere, aerospace, and then we're developing now an agenda which will address the question of participation of women in science and technology and in gender studies. So that's the key approach, and bring people together, extract them from their own departments and put them in the same room and try to develop a new common language, understand each other. We were saying before that the problem of Europe is that we don't have a common language. The problem of university is that disciplines do not have a common language. And we have to develop a common language, and the only way to develop that is to work together on the same problem. And this is the same for Europe, I think. You are saying, you are nodding yes. So new ideas will certainly come across. Thank you. And then